Hello and welcome to another episode of From the Beginning here on Heavenward Thinking. Today we're continuing on in the book of Numbers. We're going to be looking at Numbers chapter 4, so I'll read it. We'll get right into this week's discussion. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Take a census of the Kohathite branch of the Levites by their clans and families. Count all the men from 30 to 50 years of age who come to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. This is the work of the Kohathites at the tent of meeting, the care of the most holy things. When the camp is to move, Aaron and his sons are to go in and take down the shielding curtain and put it over the Ark of the Covenant law. Then they are to cover the curtain with a durable leather. Spread a cloth of solid blue over that and put the poles in place. Over the table of the presence they are to spread a blue cloth and put on it the plates, dishes, and bowls, and the jars for drink offerings. The bread that is continually there is to remain on it. They are to spread a scarlet cloth over them, cover that with a durable leather, and put the poles in place. They are to take a blue cloth and cover the lampstand that is for light, together with its lamps, its wick trimmers and trays, and all its jars for the olive oil used to supply it. Then they are to wrap it and all its accessories in a covering of the durable leather and put it on a carrying frame. Over the gold altar, they are to spread a blue cloth and cover that with a durable leather and put the poles in place. They are to take all the articles used for ministering in the sanctuary, wrap them in a blue cloth, cover that with a durable leather, and put them on a carrying frame. They are to remove ashes from the bronze altar and spread a purple cloth over it. Then they are to place on it all the utensils used for ministering at the altar, including the fire pans, meat forks, shovels, and sprinkling bowls. Over it they are to spread a covering of the durable leather and put the poles in its place. After Aaron and his sons have finished covering the holy furnishings and all the holy articles, and when the camp is ready to move, only then are the Kohathites to come and do the carrying. But they must not touch the holy things, or they will die. The Kohathites are to carry those things that are in the tent of meeting. Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, is to have charge of the oil for the light, the fragrant incense, the regular grain offering, and the anointing oil. He is to be in charge of the entire tabernacle and everything in it, including its holy furnishings and articles. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "See that the Kohathite tribal clans are not destroyed from among the Levites, so that they may live and not die when they come near the most holy things. Do this for them. Aaron and his sons are to go into the sanctuary and assign to each man his work and what he is to carry. But the Kohathites must not go in to look at the holy things, even for a moment, or they will die." The Lord said to Moses, "Take a census also of the Gershonites by their families and clans. Count all the men from 30 to 50 years of age who come to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. This is the service of the Gershonite clans in their carrying and their other work. They are to carry the curtains of the tabernacle, that is the tent of meeting, its covering and its outer covering of durable leather, the curtains for the entrance to the tent of meeting, the curtains of the courtyard surrounding the tabernacle and altar, the curtain for the entrance to the courtyard, the ropes and all the equipment used in the service of the tent. The Gershonites are to do all that needs to be done with these things. All their service, whether carrying or doing other work, is to be done under the direction of Aaron and his sons. You shall assign to them as their responsibility all they are to carry. This is the service of the Gershonite clans at the tent of meeting. Their duties are to be under the direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. Count the Merarites by their clans and families. Count all the men from 30 to 50 years of age who come to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. As part of all their service at the tent, they are to carry the frames of the tabernacle, its crossbars, posts, and bases, as well as the posts of the surrounding courtyard with their bases, tent pegs, ropes, all their equipment, and everything related to their use. Assign to each man the specific thing he is to carry. This is the service of the Merarite clans as they work at the tent of meeting under the direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of the community counted the Kohathites by their clans and families. All the men from 30 to 50 years of age who came to serve in the work at the tent of meeting, counted by clans, were 2,750. This was a total of all those in the Kohathite clans who served at the tent of meeting. Moses and Aaron counted them according to the Lord's command through Moses. The Gershonites were counted by their clans and families. All the men from 30 to 50 years of age who came to serve in the work at the tent of meeting, counted by their clans and families, were 2,630. This was the total of those in the Gershonite clans who served at the tent of meeting. Moses and Aaron counted them according to the Lord's command. The Merarites were counted by their clans and families. All the men from 30 to 50 years of age who came to serve in the work at the tent of meeting, counted by their clans, were 3,200. This was the total of those in the Merarite clans. Moses and Aaron counted them according to the Lord's command through Moses. So Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of Israel counted all the Levites by their clans and families. All the men from 30 to 50 years of age who came to do the work of serving and carrying the tent of meeting numbered 8,580. At the Lord's command through Moses, each was assigned his work and told what to carry. Thus they were counted as the Lord commanded Moses. This week we continue where we left off last week, and we see that there are different responsibilities for different clans among the Levites. The Lord has assigned to them something specific. we have this week broken it down into the Kohathites and their responsibilities, the Gershonites, and then we get to the Merarites. The first section we see with the Kohathites, there is an emphasis placed on them doing things under the supervision of Aaron and his sons, and to be careful not to touch the holy articles themselves. They are to help with the carrying of things on poles, but they are not to touch the holy, sacred, set-apart articles used in the tabernacle and in service to God. It repeatedly shows that it is a dangerous thing. If they were to touch it, that they would die. And so in order for them not to die when they come near the holy things, then Aaron and his sons were to assign to each man the work and what he was to carry. Very specific instructions, careful oversight, making sure that God was honored so that nobody had to die for lack of reverence toward God. And that's something that we have seen all throughout Leviticus and Numbers. We're going to see all throughout the Old Testament. We see this idea of if someone who is not authorized comes near the presence of God or touches the holy things, the holy articles used in the worship of God, then they are put to death. And bad things happen when people don't listen and carefully follow out God's commands here. It should be reflective in our own lives. Sure, when we disobey God's command, we often are not struck down right on the spot, but we have serious consequences. And then there's a sin problem that comes when we fail to obey God's laws, when we fail to do what God says. And here, with his chosen people, and then out of his chosen people, he has chosen the Levites to be set apart and holy. He gives them very specific instructions. They're to be models and examples to the Israelites, and so they are held to a very, very high standard, and they have to be reverent, and they have to serve God in a certain way and not do things casually or any way they want to. They have to follow God's laws, and it should serve as an example for you and I, that when we see God tell us to do something, that we do it, that we listen. We see here in this chapter that's what they did. Moses and Aaron, they did what the Lord told them to do, and they passed on these instructions to the Gershonites, the Merarites, and the Kohathites, and we see these careful instructions for each group of people was carefully followed out. And while the instructions for the Kohathites is a little bit longer and a little bit more detailed than the Gershonites and the Merarites, it's very similar what we see in their sections as well, that they are to do things under the supervision of Aaron and his sons. They're supposed to do things in a certain way and carry certain articles used in the tabernacle and take care of certain articles used in the tabernacle. They're not supposed to just take care of whatever they want and do things their own way or whatever made sense to them or whatever made sense to Moses. No, it was whatever God said to do, even if it didn't make sense to them. Again, showing that God wants his people to trust him, to do what he says, to be obedient to him. And we see that when he told them to do something, they in fact did it and followed it and carried it out carefully. Then at the end of the chapter, we see the numbering of the Levite clans. We see that those from ages 30 to 50 years of age who came to do the work of serving and carrying the tent of meeting numbered 8,580. Again, I love how in the book of Numbers and the book of Leviticus, different books throughout the Old Testament, we see all these little details that seemingly aren't important to you and I, seemingly don't like, why would that be in there? It shows us how God cares about the details. It cares so specifically. It didn't even round up to 8,600. Nope, 8,580. Very detailed. God cares about the details. Even in counting people, he definitely cares about the details in your life and in my life. And so for nothing else that we get out of this chapter, we can get that out of it, that God cares about the details, that we serve a holy God. And if we get something else out of this chapter, we get what we can see from these different clans of the Levites and how God was carefully instructing them to do things, that we need to be careful, that we need to be holy and set apart for the Lord as Christians, as we live our daily lives and as we interact with those who do not believe as we believe and don't live the way we live. We need to be examples to them, to live a holy and righteous lifestyle, and to serve the Lord with fear and respect. And so that's my challenge for you this week, and I hope you'll join us next time for another episode of From the Beginning here on Heavenward Thinking.